everyone, welcome back to class 7th. I am Bindu. With me interpreting is Mr. Subhashish. Welcome back to our new chapter, and our class today is going to be our social studies. And we are going to learn about how the state functions and who were the members govern the state. So, the lesson is the making of laws in the state assembly. In this chapter, we are learning how do we rule ourselves. Legislative assembly. Assembly constituency. Election of MLA. Formation of government. Council of Ministers. The State Assembly. The making of laws. Before going to the main topic, take a look on keywords. Assembly. A group of people who are elected to make decisions for a particular organization. Manifesto. A public declaration of policy and aims. Cabinet Minister. A cabinet minister is a member of the executive branch of a government. Speaker. The chairman of the lower house and who leads the proceedings of the house. National emergency. When the security of the nation is severely threatened by war or external aggression. Have a look at the concept map. Let's see, how do we rule ourselves? Nowadays, we don't have kings or warriors in charge of us. We gained our independence from British control over 70 years ago. So, how do we govern ourselves today? That we have to know. We have members of parliament, MPs, members of the legislative assembly, MLAs, ministers, chief ministers and other high-ranking officials to rule. Are they similar to the kings from the past? Can they act however they want? Not at all. Today's governments operate based on laws. Everyone, including ministers and officials, must follow these laws. Now see, who is responsible for making laws? The laws are made by legislative assemblies and parliament. The Constitution of India outlines the process of these groups to create laws. Each state in India has its own legislature as mandated by the Constitution. The government consists of the governor and one or two houses, which can be bicameral, two houses, or unicameral, one house. The lower house is called the Legislative Assembly and the upper house Legislative Council. At present, very few states have a bicameral legislature. Let's take a look at the Legislative Assembly. The Legislative Assembly creates laws and state strategies with members elected by the people. It runs for 5 years but can be dissolved by the governor. In times of national emergency, Parliament can extend its term by 1 year at a time. The legislature must meet at least twice a year with no more than 6 months between sessions. Let's see what is Assembly constituency. Telangana state has 119 constituencies with approximately 1,70,000 eligible voters in each. The members of constituencies is determined by the population of each district, with more populous districts having more constituencies. In each constituency, voters elect one representative to the assembly and must register to vote in their respective area. For example, a big city like Hyderabad is divided into 13 constituencies. This is how things are usually done in every state. Let's see election of MLA. The Election Commission holds state assembly elections every 5 years for candidates to run with a party or independently. Candidates must be Indian citizens, at least 25 years old and not currently in a government role. Parties release election manifestos outlining their plans and promises. Candidates seek votes through meetings and door-to-door outreach. On election day, voters show their voter ID cards at the booth before casting their votes, privately using ballot boxes or electronic voting machines. Once everyone has voted, the votes will be tallied on a specific day. The candidate with the most votes will be announced as the winner. Next, the formation of government. Look at the table shows the outcomes of the assembly election. Political party A won a majority with 75 seats, allowing them to pass laws easily. The majority party's leader will become chief minister, appointed by the governor. The chief minister will choose cabinet members from their party to govern and create laws. If no single party wins more than half of the seats, then 2 or more parties will join forces to create a government. This is called a coalition government. Let's see who were Council of Ministers. The Chief Minister assigns ministries like Finance, Education and Home to cabinet members. Each minister oversees departments, policies implemented by officials. The ministry develops plans and policies for assembly approval and sets implementation rules. The cabinet makes key policy decisions, takes responsibility and receives recognition for achievements. The State Assembly. All MLAs work together to choose a speaker who runs assembly meetings, decides topics and enforces rules. The assembly must agree on laws, policies and taxes, discussing ideas and sharing opinions. MLAs also address public concerns and hold ministers accountable for finding solutions. If ministers fail to provide satisfactory answers, they can be removed from their positions. The making of laws. How are laws made in assemblies? Laws are usually created by the ruling party because they have the most support in the assembly. However, sometimes a member can suggest a law, and if most people agree, it can become a law. Look at the following process of making of laws in the assembly. In the assembly, the problems are raised by MLAs and action is taken by the concerned minister. Let's see how it works. MLA 1. Honorable Speaker, I am concerned about the lack of rainfall and declining groundwater levels in my area over the past 3 years. The government has not addressed this issue, increasing borewells. Can you provide information on the steps being taken to protect underground water sources? MLA 2. Honorable Speaker, it's true. The conditions in my area are not good either. The officials are not doing a good job. The residents have to travel far to get drinking water. MLA 3. Honorable Speaker, I urge the government to fund the reinforcement of tank bunds, silt removal, rainwater conservation strategies and tree planting to prevent collapse. MLA 4. Mr. Speaker, the government is aware of the situation and has taken steps to prevent further issues by identifying the affected mandals with declining groundwater levels. MLA 5. Honorable Speaker, the opposition should recognize the government's positive actions and provide constructive suggestions rather than just criticizing. For example, building bunds in my community has greatly increased groundwater levels, and it's praiseworthy that government officials are easily accessible. MLA 6. Honorable Speaker, the nearby factories are polluting the river with contaminated water, causing illness. I am concerned about the government's efforts to address this issue, as clean water is essential in our community. Minister, Mr. Speaker, the government is focused on citizen health and is taking action in drought-affected areas by building tanks, planting trees, and halting sand mining. The government values the input of the members and asks for everyone's support to make the program successful. This is the way discussions that can take place in the Legislative Assembly. Let's sum up what we learned. The Legislative Assembly is essential for creating state laws with directly elected members. The majority party, led by the Chief Minister, forms the state government with their cabinet. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Ashray Akruti for more content.